An interesting new report came out yesterday from Page Six that alleges that Jeffrey Epstein was actually directing hush money payments to some of his victims from behind bars in New York. Now, given the source, this is Page Six. This is kind of gossip, celebrity rumor nonsense. We have to take this story with a grain of salt, but I do feel that it is worth fleshing out a little bit. Now, according to Page Six, the source they spoke to, who gave them the story exclusively, says that Epstein had confidants that he was working with from behind bars who were instructed to go hand out envelopes of cash to victims. In exchange, the victims would not talk to the press. In essence, they weren't going to go out there, tell their story, name names. They were going to take the money and just sit back and be quiet. The source said that these envelopes of cash allegedly contained $10,000 apiece and that they were given to at least two different women. Because these two women, again, according to the source with Page Six, claimed that they were anxious that the FBI was going to come talk to them, that the police were going to come talk to them, that the press was going to come talk to them. So they wanted to arrange these hush money payments, which Epstein again allegedly did from behind bars, to ease their anxiety a little bit. Now, the reason this story is even worth discussing at this moment, given the fact that Page Six isn't always the most reliable source, is because Epstein does in fact have a history of doing this, which does lend a certain amount of credibility to these new accusations. Back in July, federal prosecutors did allege in court documents that Epstein had arranged for hush money payments to some of the victims, some of those payments totaling up to $250,000. So prosecutors had the evidence to suggest that Epstein had done this in the past. So again, makes the story a little bit more believable here, considering this is something Epstein's done. But you always do have to consider the source. We kind of have to take the story with a grain of salt at this moment. And the best we can hope for is that these prosecutors, even though they can't send Epstein to prison forever, they can get justice for these women. They can take down those confidants. They can take down the people who worked with Epstein, who worked as sex trafficking recruiters like Ghislaine Maxwell. Those people are still out there. They're equally as dangerous as Jeffrey Epstein was. They shouldn't be walking around free. They should all be rotting in a prison cell. So hopefully the prosecutors are still working on this. I know the civil suits are still out there, and that's great, but we still got to take down the bad guys. And Ghislaine Maxwell is right at the top of the list of bad guys after Epstein allegedly offed himself. And she needs to be investigated. She needs to be indicted. The people who are allegedly making these hush money payments for Epstein at his direction from behind bars, they need to be investigated. This story didn't end with Epstein's death. This story ends when all of the people involved are serving life sentences in a federal penitentiary. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.